Welcome to the Wanderer 360 channel. Today we're looking at another French MRE, this time menu number 14. As with all the French MREs, it comes in a sturdy box with some noisy shrink wrap. So let's open it. Hopefully the audio will get a bit better. So this is the second French one I've done. The first one has been very good, best MRE I've had before. Clearly in date, best before 6th January 2025, menu 14. Has the French menu and the English menu. The main one of this is pork cheeks with ravioli and a gizzard and quinoa salad to eat cold. So let's open it up and see what we have. Nice easy tear strips, and he says easy tear strips. Opens up into a well packed box out of all the French ones. So let's see what we have. So yogurt, muesli with yogurt, and this is a 24-hour ration. Potato soup, by the looks of things. Apricot jam, isotonic sports drinks mix, mango tea flavour, it's almost like a fruit bar. A pouch of sundrys, we'll look at that later. Packet of biscuits, 3 different types. These weren't very good in the last one, so it'll be interesting to see if they got any better. Banana fruit bar, 65% dark chocolate. Pack of tissues. A fruit and nougat bar, they were very good. A stove kit with some water purification tablets in. We'll have a detailed look at that in a bit. A coffee bar, and the French stuff always comes in a lot in cans. So tuna, I believe. A fruit bar again. I know from past experience these are prunes. And then the 2 mains. Jus de pork with raviolis. Really interested in trying that. This dish is the reason I got this MRE. And the cold salad. Salad of gizzards with Quinoa. I really must learn how to pronounce that correctly. Had a bit of a issue, bit of a dent, but it should be good. So that's what we get in the MRE. Let's have a look at the 2 sundry pouches in a little bit more detail. So we're back. Let's have a look at what we get in the sundry pouch or the brew kit. We have Mama Innes's chocolate. No, not sure what that is. Possibly instant coffee. We'll experiment with that in a bit. Salt and pepper, sugar, more salt and pepper, more sugar, black tea, menthol tea, surprisingly good last time, and 2 packs of coffee. And it also comes up with this little folding stove, which also has water purification tablets in, I believe. So these are the combustible tablets for the stove. It's like an esbit stove, effectively. Bit of stamped out steel that gets folded up. Really quite lightweight. Water purification tablets. A box of the most French matches you can ever imagine. We have the Arc de Triomphe and the Eiffel Tower. Toothpicks, I believe. Yes, toothpicks. That's random, not seen that in one before. There's more things stuck in this little box. Plastic bag, trash bag, and interestingly, a pre-bent for holding the cans when they're on the stove. One I'd had before, you had to bend it up, which proved quite tricky, as people that have seen that video will know. But anyway, that's all you get in the sundry kit, so quite comprehensive. So next thing is start eating, the fun bit. So I'm going to go for breakfast first, so stay tuned for breakfast. Thank you. Welcome back. So breakfast time. We have the fruit muesli, we have biscuits, we have coffee, 2 of the chocolate bar and a nougat bar, and some jam. So let's start with the coffee. Anyone that knows the channel knows I don't like instant coffee, but we'll give it a shot. So granules rather than powder. And as ever, this will be undrinkable for the next 20 minutes. But we'll give it a go in a few minutes. So let's move the biscuits out of the way. Fruit muesli needs 120 millilitres of water. So to rehydrate, tear tab, which I always struggle with. Probably means I need to get out down to the gym a bit more. So muesli can be used with milk. So let's add some water to it. And give it a good stir. Make sure we get into all the corners. So I'm using a titanium spoon. In fact, I'm going to swap 2, which is better for getting into the corners. Titanium chopstick. Much better at getting right into the corners. It can be used with hot water as well. And when I did the chocolate one, I used hot water. It was very nice. I'm trying cold today. So we're going to pop that in there for a couple of minutes. And we'll take a look at the biscuits. These are, I believe, in date, yes, 2025. So, let's see what we've got. 3 different types of biscuits in here. And we're just going to pull one out at random. Looks like a fairly plain one. So let's give it a taste. So, good crack to them. They have like an oaty taste to them. Quite nice. Absolutely perfect, in fact. Much better than ones I had in the last French one. So, apricot jam. Just gonna squeeze that on. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Bit of a spread around and see what that's like. So, looks good, jam. Bit messy look. But that is nice. Obviously I was unlucky with the biscuits last time. So coffee is still going to be too hot to eat. So let's have a look at the main. I'm going to tip it into a bowl. We could squidge around, make sure I've got most of it here out. So, as you can see, it's definitely got blueberries in. Blackberries as well, I think. Appears to have taken the water reasonably well. So let's just try the juice first. Blueberries, a fair bit of sugar in there, but you'd expect these with these high calorie meals. It's looking pretty good. That's nice, and possibly needs 30 seconds more for the oats and things to absorb the water, but a reasonable sized portion and very tasty and getting quite creamy and thick now. Let's be brave. Let's see if I can try the coffee. Still quite hot, but to be fair, not a bad cup of coffee actually. Probably still wouldn't drink it for tea, but for coffee that's not bad. So, as a little treat after the main course, we have 65% cocoa chocolate bar, I believe. If to excuse me, one of the dogs decided that it's now time to go outside. So, fairly dark chocolate, cracks well. That's good chocolate. Really high cocoa, really tasty. And lastly, a nougat bar. So we have fruit nougats in there, as you can see. Oh, this is very sorry. This may take a while. That, as ever, is stunning. You can really taste the fruit. It's really firm, really chewy. These French MREs are really good for things like that. So, breakfast, in summary, coffee, good, not to my taste. Biscuits, this time around, surprisingly good with the jam. The fruit cereal, again, very good. Chocolate, very good. And the nougat, very good. So, we're on to lunch now. So I'm going to get that ready. In the meantime, I'm going to stuff my face with all this lot. Thank you. Welcome back. It's lunchtime. We have got a bit of a feast up here. We have the salad, first of all. Then we have some potato soup. Got some more crackers, energy drink, tea, and a combat bar. So let's start first of all by having a look at the soup. So potato soup, 20 grams, good and powdery, very powdery, it's just exploded everywhere. Pop that in to a well-used cup. Give it a good stir. I can smell that already. That's smelling good. So I'll put that to one side. And black tea. This time, more of a fan of tea than I am of coffee. So let's get this a go. It smells good. And we'll let that brew for a while. And I'm going to let that, try and get all the bits stirred. Pop those to one side and we'll have a look at the main lunch course, which is a pork cheek salad. Is this pork cheek salad? So with all the French ones, come in a good tin, good pull ring. Try not to flip it everywhere. So, lots of red peppers, lots of meat in there, as the quinoa there as well. So let's give it a taste. That's good. So definitely good chunks of meat. Very tender. And with everything with these French ones, the food is just stunning. That is going to get demolished off camera, trust me. So, biscuits. Pull out a random packet. Stick that back because I don't like chocolate chip. We'll go for the standard oaty ones, I think. And very crumbly. But we're going to try and dunk it in the soup. Get it a bit softer. They are good. The first one I had of these in a different MRE wasn't very good, but these are really good. So, potato soup, cream of potato soup. You can see some green bits in there, which hopefully is the herbs and not grass. So let's give it a taste. Quite a simple potato soup, but tastes good. So when I'm waiting, it's quite hot. So when I'm waiting for the tea to cool down, I'm going to have a look at the energy drink. Now normally these are in like powder form, but this one seems like really solid. I have checked, well within date, but interestingly enough, it says stick here, which might be German for Stuck, which is a number, plus some water. But anyway, maybe it's supposed to be this. So this is mango tea. And I'll try and open it. It's going to fail miserably out. And this is almost, yeah, I'm going to say this has seen better days. It's more of an energy bar than an energy drink. That is sweet. So, with these MREs, there's always a bit of a lottery. And I think it's fair to say I've not won the lottery with this particular item. Yeah, this isn't really going well, is it? Let's face it. You should just be able to pour this in. So, give it a shake. I can see floaty bits in there. It's not ideal. Tastes like water. So I think something has not gone well in the production of that, which is surprising because the French stuff is normally very high quality. So, tea. Can't go wrong with tea. Let's give it a taste. Quite a weak tea. Could do a bit more stewing, a bit of milk, but not too bad. Better than the coffee. So, last thing before I start stuffing my face, banana combat fuel. So, banana fruit bar. Quite crumbly, quite moist. Banana taste there. And it's got a bit of a crunch to it as well. So, but definitely edible. So for a good lunch, we have fruit bar, good. Biscuits and the soup, good. Tea, okay. The quinoa salad is very good. That's going to get demolished. And the surprise was the drink. That's just not gone well, has it? So again, for the French MREs, very, very good. I'm going to enjoy eating this, and I will see you when we're having dinner next time. Thank you. Welcome back. It's dinner time. So, got some more of the biscuits. We're going to have the pork cheeks with ravioli, which is what I'm really looking forward to. Some menthol tea, some hot chocolate, some prunes, and some tuna. So, first thing we need to do is to look at the stove. And this is a new stove. Comes in the accessory pouch. Esbit style stove with a little handle and the matches. So with these stoves, you fold them once, twice, and 3 times like that. Or actually potentially do it the other way around as well. Do it that way around. Get more of a solid thing. Just make sure that you don't put that on a base that burns. So, hexamine tablets. Stick that in there. It's always worth scraping these a bit, make them a bit rougher, because it helps them light. So I'm going to use the supplied matches. Very, very French, these matches. Arc de Triomphe and the Eiffel Tower. So let's give this a go. Pop that on there. This can be a little bit tricky to get going sometimes. I think I should have scraped more of it off. So when that's trying to light, let's have a look at the main course. The pork ravioli. Quite a lot rammed in there. Smells good. So the stove is now on. So I'm going to pop that slightly towards the back, and then we'll take a look at that bubbling away. So let's get the hot drinks on the go, shall we? You can hear that sizzling well. So first off, menthol tea. Had this before in the French ones. Surprisingly good, actually. So dunk that in there, let it do its stuff. And now we'll have a look at the hot chocolate. Boisson Chocolatier. Apologies to anyone French watching this for my appalling pronunciation. So it produces quite a thick chocolate. I'm going to take the opportunity just to stir this a little bit. So a good little holdy thing. So I'll take it off for 2 seconds, break it up a bit. As you can see, Hexamine stove's going well. We've got some good sized chunks of meat in there. Those things will normally burn for about 12 minutes or so. So, biscuits. Good. I'll try that chocolate chip ones. And dunk them in the hot chocolate, because this is going to be good. The biscuits are kind of oaty with some good chocolate in. They're absolutely very edible. Try the hot chocolate by itself if it's hot, cooled down enough. That is good. That is very chocolatey. We'll try the menthol tea as well. You can really smell the menthol coming off that. And that's too hot to drink. So, my main is making sizzling sounds. Which is good. It's probably will cook quicker if I actually pop the lid back on it, but I want you guys to see what's going on. So, tuna to eat with more biscuits. Has everything in a tin. And it is kind of tuna in a tomato sauce. So we can break it open. Good chunks of tuna. Sort of semi-chunks, semi-pate really. That is very good. As you'd expect. You can either eat it cold as is, or you can spread it on some biscuits, which we'll do. We're not going to be a heathen, we're not going to do the chocolate chip cookies and tuna. That would just be a bit odd. So we'll get another packet out. You get lots of biscuits in this pack. And stick it on there. That is good. Perfect starter to a good meal. This stove is definitely working its magic. That's going to be rather good. So, all the French ones seem to have prunes for as fruit for a pudding. So, dark prunes, huge ones. Look at the size of that. Let's give it a taste. That's good. Not a massive fan of prunes, but they're good. So, when the main's doing, we have 2 more things to eat. Combat fuel, mocha, I'll give that a try. So, more of a flapjacky type bar rather than a chocolate bar. Got a nice crunch to it. A bit of golden syrup in there, I'd suggest. Oh, yeah, but definitely an aftertaste of coffee. That's very nice. and pâté de fruits. So it's a fruit bar. Can't get into it. I always fail to get into at least one thing every take. So the fruit bar covered in sugar. Lots of strawberries in that. That's rather good. So we'll give the main a bit of a stir and then a taste. So it does come with this handy little hook. So let's try the ravioli. Fairly good fill there. That is piping hot and really good. That is filled like a cream cheese. Pork cheeks. Pork cheeks can be very tender if done well. That is very tasty. That is going to get demolished. So, in summary, we had the breakfast, which was all very good. Rather enjoyed that. Then we moved on to the lunch, and we had a bit of a disaster with the isotonic fruit drink because it just seemed to be crystallized. In all the French ones I've tested, there's always something that isn't quite right, and it was that in this one. And then we come to this. Hot chocolate, very good. Menthol tea, not to my taste, but good. Tuna pate, that's going to get eaten today. Prunes, not massively to my taste, but good. These two bars, mocha, flavoured flapjack and a fruit bar, very good, they're going to get eaten. And the ravioli, the pork ravioli, is just stunning. So, as ever, French MREs, if you can get them for a reasonable price, are very, very good. Totally recommend them. Second one I've done now, and there will be more because they're just nice to eat. 3,500 calories per box, well worth having. And I think, yes, that's almost the end of the stove. So that's one of the 6 tablets that it comes with. So I'm going to sign off now, and I'm going to enjoy eating this. Please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you.